All right, I'm here. I'm here. uh, it's always so weird going live from the old condo. Part of the lateness was this thing, um, having a field day in the plant, which I knew might be an issue, but she's been good. Uh, it's so quiet in here. It's so weird. It's so weird. Let me check and make sure I'm live. I see people chatting in the stream yard, but I can't really see jack crap else, and it's weird to me. I'm gonna check here and see if it's live. The video, I mean. Can you guys see me? Hello? Hi, Peter. On Young Stan. Hi, I am live. Great. Never in from PA. Hi. Oh, there y'all are. Dina? Dena? Tricky Woo and Brenda. Meditating with love. I'm a walking hypocrite. I'm always talking about meditation and I have not been doing it. And part of me wants to start this live stream with a nice 20-minute meditation, but I'll spare you all. I might do that in another video. I might start another channel at this point. Yes, Wesley, behave. Hi, DT. Duff Nug, Nug Duff. Okay, cool. We're all here. Everyone. High seas banditry. I love that. If you've seen my profile picture, you probably know that I appreciate that. Anyway, this is effing weird always when I'm not live streaming out and about on the streets and such. It's always so awkward and quiet. And there's some advantages to going live in such a chaotic, distracting environment because it's less attention on me and just my voice. But then I get in this environment to go live and I'm like, this is awful. What is crack-a-lackin'? That is a great question, 124 Nebraska. A lot is crack-a-lackin'. I took copious notes and journal entries for months now. And I usually don't do much of anything unless I feel, the spirit compel me to do so. Or as I say, I feel called to do it. Oh, actually, you know what? Not that I trust everyone here because I've been given shitty info before. I'm just on Wi-Fi. I did not hook up to my whatever the box is that makes the Wi-Fi happen. How crappy is the quality? A, video, and B, how is the audio? I'm a great broad. Thank you. Thank you so much. Pepperoni and Cajun Juju. Great, great words the other day. Thank you for speaking. That's part of what I'm speaking about. I've been inspired by recent humans speaking out. Both are great. Sweet. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Love it. Uh, Not that I usually have, shy away from speaking out about things or being public, but I do have moments where I get a little bit hesitant. Most of the time, that's about timing because I'm a very, very, very opinionated person and I could fly off on tangents at any moment. So I've had to learn how to pick and choose my timing. And sometimes it goes on so long that I give up and I end up not saying anything. And sometimes, more often than not, it evolves into what needs to be said out loud because there's our journal voice and our outside voice and our on a public platform for all to see. And yeah, so what I did was decided that I would go live and let out whatever needed to come out after months and months of letting it process. Yeah. I know it's hard to believe, but I have some opinions. I hold some strong beliefs and strong opinions. I'm also going to attempt a screen share situation, but we'll see how that flies. Um, any hoodle. Just say no to the buffalo. Amen. Well, the technology buffalo. Just say yes to bringing back all the buffalo we can, at least here in what is now called America. Okay. Um, here, I'm gonna unplug this. As you may or may not have seen before, when I take notes, usually it's not legible to anybody but me. Most of the time, it's not even legible to me. So, and then I end up post-it noting things on top of that. And then I go way off on a whole other thing from my notes. And then I tried to number them in order, but I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to have to let the spirit guide me. Um, you didn't miss anything. I've been literally ranting and raving about goddess only knows what, Jody. Also, I'm not nervous to speak right now, but I noticed I had the hesitation. And I do have a little bit of like stage fright, I guess, nerves, which is just so weird. But most of that's because I'm inside. And again, the environment's different, but also it's because I told myself, you can speak about things without it needing to be a big deal. So, where do we begin? Fuzzy, what is up? I love seeing your name, mostly because I just like saying fuzzy. Um, we are gonna meditate a little, and by that I mean I'm gonna sit here with my eyes closed until I figure out what I'm gonna say first. I have like 18 topics I could cover. I think we're gonna have to go with um a caveat first. There it is. Caveat. I like to acknowledge that I have different aspects of my being that like to have a say in things. I believe all humans do, but I'm not here to tell you how it is for you. That being said, that's actually a big part of why I wanted to speak today, but staying on topic best I frickin' can. I like to acknowledge and at least I try to be aware when like I have a thought or an opinion or a perspective is my like ego, I guess is the best. Again, I'm going to talk simple as I can terms here, but at least when I do catch it, I like to call myself out on it to myself. And then sometimes if I really feel annoyed by it and she's really loud, that part of myself, um, and if you get bored by me, just enjoy the nature channel happening behind me and in front of me, but the one in front of me will probably show up at some point. Hi, Serenity now. Um, entonces, okay. And so I'm going to give my ego a voice today. I'm going to give my different parts of myself a voice. And I will try to acknowledge when that part of me is speaking. And if I don't catch it, just be advised I've given her the go ahead to speak today. Sometimes it's like having a DID, but I don't mean to minimize that real experience for people. I'm very good at calling out the different parts of myself. And sometimes they're definitely at odds with each other. And I know I'm distracted by the kitty and the chat. And sometimes they can have full on like arguments. And so that's the other thing I'm gonna do. When I have that part of me that wants to talk today, and I'm going to "Oh, that's sweet. Let's watch them play together." And by play, I mean they get super aggressive to the point where I get up and say, "Knock it off, be gentle. Never mind. Forget what I had to say." Children, gentle. I'm trying to speak coherently here. Oh, DT, I forgot I had that, DT. Thank you. I forgot. That's so fun. Hearts. Um, the orange cat, Dominic, you're very lucky to be here. You're very lucky. He's actually very gentle. I mean, considerably. In the beginning, not so much. Please be on your best. This is really important. If you give a flying fuck about stopping Scientology, like ending it, then please be here and please just hear out what I have to say. Continue on with your normal antics later, but today is just about remaining focused on one goal, and I get to speak about shit that's been bothering me or pissing me off. No, it's fine. Just tear it all up. And I get to do that in the name of staying focused because I'm not going to allow a narrative that speaking about other things is a distraction. And I'm not, normally I would, but not this time since it's been months and months and months and I've kept my mouth shut and I'm tired. I'm so tired of keeping my mouth shut, mostly because I don't want to distract from my work, but I find that if I do it too early again, I'm not fully processed and then it's a waste of time and it ends up causing extra chaos. So even if this takes a turn after I click off and I'm no longer live and there create some sort of communication uproar or something, which I don't anticipate and I'm not putting the intention out for that. If it happens, it is beyond my control. That's not my intention. I don't have control over other humans. To be honest, free will is one of those things that is a constant frustration for me because um, that's the argument I have. Sometimes I get pissed and I'm like, God damn it, why did that person do that? And then I'm like, because they have free will and you respect that. Yeah, I know I respect it, but that really might make my life more difficult. Well, so I go back and forth, and that's where we're at. I know, get to the point. Those are the caveats. And the reason I also put 4 agreements in the title is because I needed to remind myself that that's what I'm here to do for myself. And I find I expect it out of others and get frustrated when others don't do it. But that's such a waste of time. Knee-jerk reaction. I call it reacting, and I try to respond, not react, which I've talked about before. So this is my response to some things, with, again, the number one intention being to end Scientology. First, we're going to start light and lovely. Now that I got you all clinging to the edge of your seats, waiting for the drama. But first, we're going to talk about something very exciting called a calendar. I just want to show you all, in case you haven't seen it, if I can, technologically speaking, do this. Boom. Oh yeah, I need to delete my other stream. Anyway, if you go into my YouTube's channel and you look up the old about, there's the court calendar, just so you know. Bloop, bloop, bloop. It's also in my community tab, but now it's in my whatever it's called. Do I want to leave? Yeah. Nope, I do. I want to go there. I want to go to there. Cool. So now I'm like you guys where it does the thing. I don't know why I didn't go there. Is that what you guys experience? There's that ICS thing people keep talking about. Let's try that. Oh, interesting. I get it. Now I get what you guys were talking about. Yeah, we'll go there, please. No, I don't want the image. Huh. Well, how come it won't do it? Oh, because I'm because I'm sharing. We're gonna try this and see what happens. I'll get it. I'll forget it. You guys, I'm just gonna go to the calendar. I'm cheating here. Caveat queen. Queen of the caveat and confidentiality. It just downloads it? Okay. Yeah, I heard people say that it does that or it goes and you can embed it or whatever, put it into your Google Calendar and such. There we go. All right. I'm learning. Don't mind if you hear like really loud noises. Okay, great. That is so great. Thank you for telling me. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Okay. Um, I don't know why it doesn't open this way. I'm going to make an assumption that if you have the Proton Calendar app, you can view it larger, but I don't know, and I could be lying to you. Anyway, here we go. We've got Monday, we have DOA's court in LA. We have Nance Drew in Chicago. There's a city planning meeting on the 26th. Uh, Danny's got court first, second, third. And then I want to not see a week. I want to see a month. Give me a month. There we go. Then we have the 23rd of September. Oh, no, we're in September, Kelbo. Josiah's got court on the 23rd of October, and then a week later on the 30th, Henry's got his court. For right now, I'm just doing 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then I haven't figured out how to do like city meetings, for example. There's one in Utah. I don't know the city, but I know Crazy Love is Love is going to live stream it. And because I'm not adding individual streamers for meetings, for example, here's the city planning, here's the Zoom link and the meeting password and such and the agenda. But I'm not putting in who's streaming it. That we can find on our own. However, when it gets to other like other cities and such, i.e. the Crazy Love is Love situation, I'm not sure how I'm gonna put that in yet. So I'm waiting for that info. I will put it in as soon as possible and then figure out how to get people access to it if there's no like Zoom. Okay, bueno, great. Any calendar questions? Anybody? Wayne, Wayne, Wayne's catching up, even though Wesley's been here the whole time. That's fascinating. And Dominic. That's absolutely fascinating. Any calendar questions? What's that? Oh. Okay, great. Let's move. Everyone's just like, come on, lady, no, move on to the other stuff. All right. So, just a gentle, loving reminder that's in my channel description. Okay, great. I've avoided it long enough. Um, all right, where do I begin? I'm going to back up a couple months. I wanted to say this months ago. I've alluded to it, I've dropped hints at it, I have said it mildly. Now I'm going to state for the record, Your Honor, I do not call myself or identify as a protester. I've explained why. I'm going to basically say one more time for the record that my life has basically been a giant walking protest. I believe every choice I make, everything I speak on, actions I take, people I support, groups I support, organizations I support, or don't support, or boycott, or what have you, is a form of protest. Like, I think art can be a protest, music is a protest. For me, I was born out of the womb, I'm almost certain, with a raised fist. So, um, And I get that people don't really know my past or my history, but I've been a very radical, individual most of my life. All my whole life, actually. I'm gonna go with my whole life. So, and it's because I do support protesting, and I know everybody has a different definition of that, or activism, or what have you. But to me, there's, like, very specific things I do, and that's activism work. But as again, I don't ever say like, when I'm streaming, live streaming, I don't say I'm protesting. I'm not saying people that do call themselves or say that they're protesting, I'm not saying that's not what they're doing. I agree that that's what they're doing. It's just not what I'm doing for me. That's not the intention. I mean, it is, but so is driving there and what I ate for breakfast. Everything's a protest for me. Um Selfless and Pearl Snappy, I'm waiting for that. Thank you. Side note about the calendar, I just got that question. I'm waiting for confirmation. I put out some emails. I have dates and I would like to get them in the calendar ASAP. So again, this is me just verbalizing things that don't necessarily even need to be said, but I want to say them and therefore I'm going to. I also think there's some implications, or there's some political reasons and there's some legal reasons that I also avoid calling myself a protester. And so that's that, period, end of. Take it or leave it. I really don't care. uh, all right. Great. Great. When we are calling city meetings in or speaking out at public whatevers, um, the last couple weeks has been incredibly inspiring. The reason I put the picture of the "Speak Even If Your Voice Shakes" is because, Laura actually said that a couple days ago when she said, that she was gonna speak, and she said it there live on that Zoom call and in that meeting, even if my voice is shaking. And we've maybe you haven't, but most of us have heard that before, and it sent me on a little bit of a path to try to figure out where maybe that came from. And and then I thought, gosh, it doesn't happen to me terribly often, but when it does, I need to embrace it. And I think because it's so easy for me to speak publicly, I need to actually push myself even more, because when it happens, I'll be like, "Well, I speak publicly all the time." So once in a while, if I wanna kinda bail on it or back out or play the, like, more passive card, it's fine. And I'm like, I kinda call bullshit on myself this week, and I'm like, "No, no, it's not." Like, "Nice try. Nice try. It's a good try." Um, so couple weeks ago, I got to a place where it was the last time I was live, which was a shit live, and my internet was down, and it was just awful video and audio quality, and yes, I wanna erase it from the internet forever, but I haven't. But it was in that, and, there was some comments brought up, and not handled, I spoke to the comments at the time, but I misunderstood a few. So then I realized I wanted to wait and process, blah, blah, blah. What I want to attempt to do, can you hear me? I'm getting real clear here. What I want to attempt to do is show the best way I can how we can talk about our own perspectives on things without it implying or insinuating or um, meaning that I don't, that okay, I'll speak about me, that I don't support someone. And I think that that's been, like, a really annoying part of the communication situation on the YouTubes, is that people make radical assumptions about what other people mean, and I can't do shit about that. If people are gonna assume what I mean, I can maybe clarify, but most of the time I don't even wanna waste my time, because 'cause I'm like, I can clarify till I am unable to speak and I'm a 90-year-old lady and I'm sitting in the chair still trying to clarify. The rest of humanity is going to put it through their own filter and decide what it means regardless. So then I get kind of like, nah, fuck it, it's pointless. But some things I do want to clarify. And again, people can take this and make their own weird interpretations from it. But I think I know it's been said before, I'm gonna reiterate. It's okay to not agree with certain people and still be on the same page and still be supportive. And I'm only doing this publicly because it's been said that it should be done publicly by the person I'm about to speak to. So, Henry, I'm gonna use you now, Bella, only because I think it's a great example of how 2 people can be working for the same goal, maybe not agree on everything, but that doesn't mean I don't support you, and it doesn't mean I won't support you in your endeavors to take down Scientology, and it doesn't mean I don't support the legal shit that you're going through, because I absolutely do. But I also am speaking about this because my name got brought into it. Oh, hello. Hi. Nice to see you. I'm gonna go ahead and you're gonna accidentally like take us off live stream. You're a big, big boy. You're just a baby though. Thank you. Um, so in that recent, not most recent, but in hair, hair today, gone tomorrow. Hi. In the post that he wrote about, the in this new digital age. Hi, Wolf Machine. And Sue, love it. Thank you for being here, everyone. I do know these names, and it brings me comfort to keep speaking right now. So thank you. My name got brought up because of the dumb thing that happened with my car window thing. It feels like somebody just like smacked it down and it's off its little track, or maybe the motor is now like not talking to the little thing, so it won't open and close when I lock it and unlock it. If I have ever spoken about a first world problem on a car, that would be it. Like, all it was so loud, and I was sitting there, like, trying to, like, close it and open it and help it on its little way, and it was so loud and so weird in the beginning, but then I learned all I had to do is press the stupid button on the little computer of my car, tell it to stop trying to open and close, and then, up problem solved. Turns out I can drive my car just as well when the windows on the side mirrors are always open, like how they always were forever, until they became a computer and started opening and closing. So I don't care about that. And I've said it before in chats, and I think I said it live. I'm going to state it again for the record, Your Honor. I don't know who the fuck did it. I don't know. Was I streaming when it happened? Yes. Those are the facts. Am I a victim of Scientology tactics? Not if you ask me. Other people disagree with that. Whatever, fine. To each their own opinion. I do not see that as anything that qualifies me as a victim. And I say that because I am fact-based. So if I knew that it was them for sure, then I would say I was, I don't know, that it happened to me. I understand with legally, you say victim and perpetrator, but I don't really operate within the law in that sense. That's just not how I see the world. I mean, I do love to talk legalese and pretend I'm a, highly trained, highly skilled, completely unlicensed, attorney at law, but, I don't use the word victim unless maybe something changes in the future and I feel that, but at this point in my life, I am not claiming that title for anything, except for maybe my own choices. I'm definitely a victim of my own choices, like getting another cat. Um, in that post, I was not able to read through it fully. I felt frustrated being included in it for that reason because I had already stated that I didn't consider that, but again, free will. And then also I felt frustrated because I had asked to be not included in it after the fact, or update it. It did get updated. Thank you for doing that, Henry. It's just that I said I didn't even want to be part of it. And that's also because there are some opinions in there stated as facts. And if they're facts, as most of you know, I'm going to need someone to cite their source. So that's kind of the annoying thing is that there's no boss here. No one's in charge. There's no leader except for crackhead Kenny. Um, and I'm now going to be associated. I mean, it's human nature. People are going to associate someone else's opinion with someone else. And that's why, even back before, like with all the shit show that happened with right after the encampment, and DOA was saying a few things about the bad actors and the this and the that. There were a few things where I'm like, oh Jesus, no, don't say that out loud. People are gonna think that we all think that, and then I'm like, no, free will is great. Who cares what people think? Like that's their own inability to realize that each person has their own train of freaking thought, and I'm not responsible for other people's perceptions or assumptions about me, but it's fucking annoying, you know? And then also, even with that, I'll say it in someone's chat. Let's use DOA for an example. When he says shit that I'm like, oh my, what? I don't agree with that. I say it right there in the chat. I give him some hell for it. When he said he was going to protest anybody that had SPTV, whatever, I was like, can I borrow a megaphone? Because I was going to protest him protesting me. And I do see his channel is a perfect example of someone who's able to journal out loud, and most of us that watch are like, he's venting or he's having an experience that he's responding to, and he does it on camera, and part of me wishes I was more like that. But, then he evolves. You watch another video or a few after that, and he's like reprocessing that. That's his channel. If you try to take a snippet of something from that particular creature's internet experience, you are going to get a very fucking warped, weird view of things. And for me, also, it's about empathy and patience while we all go through at times, nightmare situation called Scientology. So I've had to have empathy for that. There's shit that has been said by Aaron where I'm like, what? Really bothers me. I'm like, don't say that shit, like, no, free will. Okay. And also empathy, patience. Hopefully they'll come back around and clarify or correct. Um, There are things recently that were said that really is another reason I'm here because I really, really gave a lot of grace. And I understand that post that Henry made, this is all going to connect, by the way, in theory, allegedly. I understand that might have ruffled some feathers and might have pissed some people off. I too was like, that's an opinion, not a fact, but that's a valid point. I understand where you're coming from. That could have been clarified more, but because I know where you're coming from, I understand what you're saying. But I'm not here to edit other people's writings and words either. And again, this doesn't mean I don't support these people. I'm just Kelly. I'm an independent creature. There are no leaders except for crackhead Kenny. I'm just verbalizing my thought process, aka journal entry number, whatever on the internet. Hi, Johnny. Um, Everything can be taken out of context. Even if you watch this live from beginning to end, shit's gonna be taken out of context. Don't get me started on that just yet. But a few weeks ago, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get ahead of the curve here, or whatever you want. I don't That's not the phrase I was looking for. But I'm gonna get ahead of this, and I'm gonna get direct, and I'm gonna email the SPTV Foundation, and I'm gonna ask questions. I'm gonna do it as me, and I don't have an issue, or I've never had any sort of, poor communication with any of these creatures before, any of these people. I'm a fairly neutral. I personally wanna see some of this shit get clarified. Um, Also, I'm not gonna be able to defend it if I don't have the facts. So there's some things I wanted to maybe even defend a little bit. Like, I personally, when it got brought up in my live stream, again, that's why I'm talking about it, was in my live stream weeks ago about who's a victim and who's gatekeeping and who's, and where's the support from the foundations. I haven't gone back through to rewatch it or relook at the chat. I'm not gonna. Um, at the time, whatever was being said, I thought I was reading that there was some sort of communication happening that maybe some funding could go to the protesters and legal fees. I may have misread that, but at the time, that's what I thought I was reading. And so I said, well, that would be great, but that's not what they're set up for. That's not what their intentions are. And that'd be cool. But what do we do instead? Because it was like, yeah, that would be cool. But I had already moved on to like, cool, let's do this. Let's find a solution. But then I felt like it was kind of brought up again. And I think again, this is why language is important, and focusing on what's being said, not necessarily how it's said, although how it's said is usually the problem. Not that the person is the problem, it's the receiver not loving the way it's being said. But I think that it needs to be clarified that if someone was insinuating or suggesting that that specific foundation or aftermath or any foundation should be paying legal fees, I didn't support it at the time. I still don't. I just think it's a waste of time to go down that path, to ask them to change their organization structure, to rewrite their mission statement, whatever. Like, that's just not what their organization was ever started as. But I couldn't really defend that, so without facts, so I emailed and said, "Can we see the mission statement? Can you, like, post it on your website maybe? What is the foundation's goal? Like, was it intended for people? What is the goal? What's the point? Like, what is your purpose here? What's your main goal?" And again, it wasn't that I didn't necessarily even know, it's that I wanted to hear it from the horse's mouth because I couldn't find it online, and I didn't wanna have to go through a bunch of old videos, and it wasn't on the website. And I asked also if the website would be updated soon. Again, because if I'm going to share the website, I would like to make sure I'm sharing it with the information that people wanna know. Not that I won't share it anyway, these were things I was trying to ask certain questions that help kind of the thought process, to say like, "Oh, this is something that somebody from the outside perspective is saying, like, oh, hey, where's this?" And we as an organization might be able to see these questions and say, "Oh yeah, let's talk about that. It's time. New, they're getting started. I want to see them successful. I want to see it um do what it intended to do." I like the idea that there is more than one organization out there for people that leave Scientology. I support that. Does that mean I love every word that comes out of everyone's mouth that's on that board? No. I've been pissed off by some of the things that have been said recently, and personally deeply offended. However, 4 agreements don't take it personal, so I put my ass in check. Um, oh, that's so great, Serenity. Now we're all just at the table. We're all at a big round table having a nice chit chat. So, have I been really pissed at some recent comments out of the main board member or owner of the whatever not for profit, Aaron? Yes, I have been, dude. Some of the shit you say is so far from what I consider to be the general consensus. And when you say one thing that's kind of out there, or like the more extreme, like anybody that says that we should be paying for legal fees is OSA, I'm like, yeah, well, anybody that says that you should be paying for legal fees, in my personal sweet, loving hippie opinion, is a fucking idiot as well. I get it. No offense to anybody that said that. It's just not my opinion. If you end the conversation there, why are you're not now addressing all the other shit that got brought up. So it's a really good scapegoat. It's ignoring the fact that there are many streamers, protesters, activists, indie journalists, investigative journalists, et cetera, that are asking why there's such a silence when it comes to support, when it comes to talking about the shit that people are going through. When we're talking about legal cases, when we're talking about court cases, when we're talking about the police interactions, the corruption, and not just LA. We're all this is what I'm getting. This is the feedback I get from streamers all over. And to ignore that because maybe people don't want to rock the boat. Maybe people don't want to say, hey, yo, this is a little fucked up. When I'm coming quite calmly in a nice, loving, sweet email to say, yo, hey, heads up. I don't know if you guys are aware, but there's a little bit of a disconnection happening here. And then to have it met with a public response of one thing, which is people talking about legal fees, and that's OSA, or this is an OSA tactic, or it's the minority, is very dismissive. And it makes me personally angry because now I have to go public and talk about this shit, and I didn't really wanna have to. But I also don't think it's fair that the people that do have the fucking ovaries and balls and whatever else, metaphoric or not, to say it, I don't think it's fair that they're constantly getting persecuted for doing it and or dismissed or ignored. And I don't think it's fair that there's people that wanna speak out that don't speak out. And I have had SPTV Foundation's website and phone number in the description of my videos for almost all my videos, I think, at least in the last few months since I did a description, I guess that's what I'll say. I never really had one before, but it's the first thing you see. And I have so how have I not been a supportive, active participant in getting the word out for the SPTV Foundation? I have supported it. I have told Sea Org members about it. I have told them to email. I have told them to call. I've told them there's resources. I have shouted out that foundation's name. And to be brutally honest, I never bring up the freaking aftermath because I'm still pissed that Mike hasn't really come forward. And I believe what he's doing with Miriam is unethical and not okay. And I don't like that when I'm not agreeing with a board member, now I can't support the foundation. But sometimes that is how the cookie crumbles. And why am I having a different standard for aftermath as SPTV Foundation? Because I like the people on the board generally. I'm just a little pissed at some choices recently. But I think it speaks to what was in my email, which is there is a disconnection. And I even wrote in my email, pardon the use of the term, but that's what it is. There is a lack of communication. I also think that's because to get the communication, you have to watch 7 hours of live streaming. So it's like, I get it. And I'm not like blaming people for having their own world in their own lane and not knowing what 8 other live streamers are doing for 6, 7 hours in a week. I get it. But when I'm coming forward saying there's a disconnection, I really hope those words get heard. I think they were heard. And I wrote that email before Serge decided to leave. So I do believe writing emails and speaking diplomatically is effective. I don't need to necessarily blast it all over the internet that I did that. However, since the shit dropped the other day about protesters wanting them to cover legal fees and then kinda dismissed all the other shit, I'm like, "'Kay. Time to speak even if my voice shakes," like Laura, because she's my inspiration this week. So do I agree with that sentiment? No. Do I agree that that everything that's said by other streamers, do I agree with everything? Fuck no. But I also normally just like, water on a duck and let it roll and like let people have their fucking opinions, just like I'm hoping people give me that space and grace to do today. Um, I do support the foundation evolving and becoming its full potential. However that looks. I'm going to say that because I believe there needs to be something in place for people that leave. I do believe that. Do I wanna get into the specifics of how I think it needs to be evolved and grown and evolved into? No, not really. That's not my lane. I got an opinion. I got a perspective, but I think that's where I'm gonna say that's where I'll stay out of it. If dialogue wants to happen between foundation and streamers, I strongly encourage it because I think it is, counterproductive to taking out Scientology. And if I get called a OSA agent, an OS influenced by OSA or anything OSA related, if any of that happens for me, I'm going to lose my fucking shit. Absolutely lose my shit. The hippie will no longer be in the building because I literally have your shit in my descriptions and I wrote an email. Okay? So I and don't call me a fucking protester, please. That's the other thing. I'm not, okay? I'm Kelly the streamer that also does sitting on live streams in her what should be a dining room, but I only have animals at this point in my home. Um, I also think I get frustrated. I've heard multiple channels talking about what is activism and what is protesting. Multiple this week. Now, this is somebody who's been in that game for a long time and been very supportive of many a movements. Um, you can Google it till the cows come home, but it's still, I believe, something that is up to the individual personally. Somebody was in Serge's chat the other night when he was at the concert saying, "There's a time for protest and there's a time for music." And I was like, "Say what? What music do you listen to?" Music is a protest, and there's always time for protest. If we're breathing, there's something you can protest. I don't believe there needs to be a time when you turn it off. I really don't. I I'm gonna go ahead and take a breath here 'cause, ranting and raving is going to get me in a little trouble. Scientology streamers, I like that. Anti-Scientology streamers? This is a pepperoni has something to say. Oh, no, don't be sad that I'm glad I've always been able to do it. I'm glad I finally had the, mind space, I suppose, is the best. It's not even courage, but the call to action came forth. The spirit compelled me. Um, I'm calling I'm calling Aaron's some of his recent shit out because I do believe, because 'cause I'm not willing to, like, give up on people just yet. That's why. Hi, Darth. Oh, yeah, because there's other shit going on. That's the thing. Darth, thank you for your presence. There is not just legal things going on. There's people getting their tires slashed and, rims screwed up that I'm aware of. Darth Beaver's got, like, 2 grand in damages, and, that I'm aware right now, it's not fixed yet, right? I don't know, but the point and then Rika had some stuff. Other people have had damages done to their vehicles and their personal belongings. But especially when it gets in the way of being able to keep streaming, That's like if a Scientologist came and smacked my phone out of my hand and cracked it, many of you might be aware, I'd be a little shit out of luck for weeks, like what happened in July. Not that a Sciento didn't break it, but I broke it, and then I couldn't get a new one because guess what? Phones are expensive, and it took me weeks to be able to get a new one. And I love that I'm given a space where I can say these things, and that I know that, like, other streamers are not gonna agree with that, and that's why I respect other streamers. That's why I respect that we're a leaderless group of individuals with no leaders except Crackhead Kenny, and we're all able to have our own opinion, and we're all able to still fucking support each other, in theory, allegedly. Yeah, not fixed yet. So that's the other thing I've been trying to figure out and get the facts about all the different things that the streamers need support on. And asking the chat to constantly have to do these things is not really um helpful when some streams have, 10 to 15 to 20,000 subscribers, and some streamers are at like the 1,000 to 2,000, 3,000 mark. And constantly asking chatters is kind of overwhelming in itself, because as I know, because I do it and you do it, we all do it. We all hop around. We're all part of, like, we're all subscribed to most all the channels. And so I rather come up with a solution for that. And I think that's been chatted about and talked about, and I like that the direction that conversation's going, and I support it. I love the idea of getting a lawyer or attorney on retainer. I love some concept where I don't know, there's some sort of pot or something where people can get help and support and donate for damages done. And maybe it's not damage because a Scientologist did it. Maybe it's damages while on the job or something. Like, I was streaming live and everybody saw my tires were good. And then I came back from streaming and look, my tires are popped. It's live. There's the receipts. You don't have to, nobody's going to, for like my situation, I don't need to prove if it was a Scientologist. Again, I don't need that shit fixed. I don't care. So I'm going to use that as an example. But I wouldn't have to show receipts necessarily because I was streaming the whole time, and anybody that was there heard it going, "Ah." "Ah." And then saw me trying to fix it. So there's my fucking receipts. Anyway, we're working on it. Chris said he was Chris is the leader? Oh, Chris and Crackhead Kenny are maybe co-leading this shit. And is this me and I know you're not saying this, El Guani? El Guanisi? I'm not sure how to say that. I know you're not saying this about me, but this is me coming out and saying, "Oh, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. Hey, how can we move forward? How can we come up with solutions?" And this is me trying to fucking practice what I preach of, like, it's okay to say these things without it if other people construe it as fighting, not that you are, I'm not saying you are, but if this is infighting, people need to clear their perceptions because their filters are all gunked up with whatever trauma. No drama in chat. Oh, I don't have time for that today. Please also remember that the universal sign for Kelly, pay attention to your chat, shit's going down, is the little this emoji. You guys are all mods. Not really, but you're here to remind me to look at shit once in a while. Basically, you're saying you only, oh, look what I could do. I could do it. Chrissy, hi. Basically, you're saying you only speak for yourself and you have your own individual opinions and basically, that's, I mean, the thing that's hilarious is I'm like, but that's everybody, except everybody doesn't usually give a 9-hour caveat ahead of time and say, in my opinion. Oh, and now I will remove you somehow. I got it. Hide. There it is. All right. Let's slow it down. By the way, there's more on my list. I'm going to do this. Let's do it. I'm gonna say your name like a total gringa because I forgot how Serge pronounced it. Chiara Zona. Shara Sona? Shara? I forgot how to say CH in Spanish. I feel really stupid right now. Usually DOA venting at the moment. Some take what he says as fact, but sometimes it's just his opinion. Yeah. And sometimes those opinions change and sometimes they don't. Yeah. Everyone's their own. Can I get an amen? Yeah. I'm kind of tired of it. And the hypocrisy, my goddess, the hypocrisy. The hypocrisy of saying, "Hi, Danny," of saying that he's the division maker when to me, in my perspective, in my opinion, the same could be easily said for other people's words and actions and other channels. And that's what drives me crazy. Who decides which ones what, why? Because he's way more expressive, because he's more theatrical about how he says it. Strip away the passion behind it, which is why people watch. Because guess what? It is fucking entertaining. But strip away that, and it's the same shit being said and done by other channels. And why and I've seen it since before I even knew DOA was a channel, because 'cause I've been watching growing up in Scientology for years. And so to watch that and see that there's anti-Scientologists that are not part of Aftermath, that are not part of the Sptv anything, and me personally feel like they have a valid opinion or perspective and watch them all as much as I could at the time, to see that all of the sudden there's a somebody being blamed for things being divider maker, I don't remember the fucking word I need right now, is a little infuriating. I get it. It was extreme. It was an extreme situation, but the lack of fucking empathy or awareness that some of us have a history in these movements. So some of us come with our own knowledge and trauma from that shit, and call it what you want, paranoia, fear, whatever. There I'm constantly reminded of activists that have been um arrested and are no longer with us after that, Sandra. It's infuriating, and to know that some massive movements have been infiltrated by either feds or people with money, political reasons, whatever, power reasons, corporate reasons. People with money do infiltrate, do try to sway movements, and are successful at it. To say that it's not okay that we might show up to something like this with that lens or that awareness and have a little bit of our own bias in the situation is just so dismissive of who we are as activists, because we weren't raised in a fucking cult. We were activists before this, and that shit happens. And it's frustrating that it's being dismissed or poo-pooed. The reason I returned 86's money publicly was due in part A, intuition guided me. I'm not going to lie, that was one of those intuitive moments where I couldn't question it. I just had to do it. But I wanted it on record public that I wasn't receiving money. At the time, is because I didn't trust, period. I didn't trust how much money I saw him giving people, how much say he had, not say he had in their choices, but comments he was making. And some of his comments to me felt very, oh, speak even though your voice shakes, but also don't be an asshole is difficult. But the arrogance behind it, it was almost like it was a game to him, and it bothered me. And guess what? I was on the fucking live stream, in DOA's stream, in chat. I saw with my own eyeballs before he removed it, I saw him talk about burning down Scientology. And it freaked me the fuck out, and I was like, "I do not trust this guy." Like, who the fuck is this guy? Because I have my own background with this shit, and I didn't trust it. It freaked me out. So, yeah, when I show up to LA and all of a sudden I'm getting money from him, mind you, he's never responded to a damn thing I've ever said to him before till I show up in LA, and he still wasn't responding to me on my own stream. But I then find that I've got payments from him. I returned it because it freaked me the fuck out. That's all. Whether I was and I even wrote him an email and I said, "I might be wrong. I might be shooting myself in the foot, but I don't really have a lot of I don't remember what I wrote, but I think I wrote something like, "I don't have a lot of trust when there's a lot of money involved." I didn't know about the Chris thing. Yeah, see, it does hi, Henry. I hope you see the beginning. That bothered me too. That's what I mean, some recent things kinda pissed me off, and it's again, I'm not supporting these people or their efforts to take down Scientology, and I'm not causing division. This is me attempting to actually unite a little because we cannot like people and still get a fucking job done. But making that joke is frustrating because, again, it's dismissive of our past experience in activism. So, those of us that have been around it or learned about it or have friends in it or have seen people go missing or end up in jail for shit they didn't do, um, it's pretty dismissive. But you know what? Thank you for saying that, Henry, because to me, what that was a disconnect. That's them not genuinely not knowing that. I don't I don't believe Aaron knows that that's an actual legitimate concern that some of us have. And to say that it got brought into court because DOA brought it up, fine, but it's still in court. It doesn't matter why or how. To say Scientology is exploiting it because it got brought up and now it's being brought into stream. Okay, it's still freaky, man. Legal cases are still gonna freak someone out. Jail time is still gonna freak someone out. Collusion and RICO charges might seem very dramatic and extreme, but it's a fucking reality that some of us walked into this thinking, I don't want to make it an intention. I don't want to be a self-fulfilling prophecy here, but it's a concern I'm having. It's a in the back of my mind. And so then laughing about it and joking about it is very dismissive of the reality that that is somebody's experience. I have to take a break and look at this shit because now I don't know how you got in my chat. I thought I blocked you months ago. Please hold while I clear up here a bit. Maybe. I know I missed shit, so I am grateful you guys put up with my modless anarchy in chat. It's actually like a democracy. Everybody's opinions welcome. We're gonna vote, and then I get the final say. It's true democracy. Chico's bail bonds. Thank you. This is a tiny sliver of a big picture of activism and work to end and expose Scientology. I can't speak to the other experiences, just these, but again, even just saying like, "Oh, these new streamers and they think they should have X, Y, and Z." Well, maybe some do. I'm not coming at this from that angle. I am taking all of the past work that's been done and trying to take it up a notch in my own department, because live streaming wasn't a thing 15 years ago. Could you imagine if Anonymous had done what they had done and live streaming was a thing? The internet would have just exploded. It would have been awesome. But we're trying to be not anonymous, which is a little bit scary, and we're trying to live stream and change it up, and we're trying to use the knowledge of these past activists and people and those that are still speaking. I mean, some of those people. Mark Bunker's a great example. He's still speaking out. He still needs to be heard. Hold on, I have to clean up chat. I think there's some shit going on. I'm just not positive because I can't read that fast. I just don't think people understand because we don't have time to be, like, listening to 8 hours of live stream of 12 different people all the time. Yeah, he had a gut feeling. Okay, we're gonna go with beta, even though not sure how you got on this. I'm certain I banned your ass, so respect to you for getting back on here. Um, Crackhead Kenny did go on and say what he thought. Again, it's because he's allowed to have his own opinions and perspectives. It's why he's the leader because he will call shit out and he doesn't it was at the time where he was coming from with the information he had. But because he's a grown ass adult and he thinks critically, he took in new information and his perspective and opinion evolved. That's the fucking goal, right? I think, isn't that why we're here? Isn't that Earth? Like, if you're not going to evolve, I used to be so hardcore. I'd be like, if you don't want to evolve, get the fuck off the planet. Like, what's the point? What's the point of being here if you're not gonna fucking grow in your mind, man? All right, shh, shh, everybody, I can't, I can't. I gotta catch up here just a little bit. People do oh god, because I keep wanting to respond. I'm so behind. What time is it? Oh, yeah, okay. Listen, again, I'm just gonna state it again. Just give me one of these if someone's saying something nasty or if there's really something that needs to be, like, deleted. Otherwise, it's a anarchist, wonderland in the old chit chat. We good? We good? Oh, oh, we got a real one and a fake one. Hold on, I can find out, I think. Oh, I can't right now. I don't know how. Real DT is gonna say, I'm gonna know the real one. Real DT, you better show up with some real funny facts and things that you and I both know are funny. Then I can get rid of the other one. Also, if you spell my name with a I, you're already on my suspect list. I don't know what that is. Hi, Scott. All right. There's the real DT. Thank you. But now how do I know if the other I don't know, they look the same. I can't tell the difference. Are they different pictures? I see the real one. All right. Hold on. Let's get back on track here. I know I see the real one. I just can't tell the difference between the fake one and the real one because they look I see all the same profile picture and then the letters DT, so I can't really tell. Love you all so much. Thank you for being here. Even trolls and everybody, whoever's here is thus far, I'm grateful. Thank you. Everyone's being very well behaved. uh, okay. Are we good? Just to recap, I don't call myself a protester. But other people will. I don't have control over other people's words. I don't have control over how you take in my words. I don't have control over the assumptions that are made. I'm not a fucking OSA agent. I am support to some extent. I'm going to say I support the aftermath and the SPTV Foundation. I just don't support all the board members and I don't support all of the ways in which they operate their organization. I think some structural changes are in order, but that's not my place. But I want to see systems in place. I want that support there for people. I also believe that we do need to get more creative. And by we, I mean humans on Earth, get more creative about how we're going to help legal ramifications of speaking out against Scientology as well as property damages. Yeah, I know, but I just don't see the difference between the DTs. So until the fake DT says something fucked up, I can't really do much about it. So fake DT, will you say something? Thank you so much. Speaking of which, I don't have control over other people. I wasn't gonna say this, but this is a great example. This is not me defending myself. I mean, it is to some extent, but mostly because I'm like, I don't know if I should laugh or just like ignore it or get angry. But there's I don't go on the Reddit because I usually well, I just don't do it. It's not part of my world. But every once in a while, I've gone in the past. Mostly it's where I get like animal advice, pets. But I happened to check out like a few weeks ago. I don't remember what brought me there. I don't remember why. Oh, I do. Yeah. Anyway, so I ended up on Reddit. Um, there's somebody there that's decided that my joke again, my jokes are always misunderstood, and that's fine. But one of them was calling me saying that I had made comments about an entirety of people. I was talking to one person, but now that one comment to that one person was being told and broadcast to the entire Reddit world that I was speaking in to everybody. So again, assumptions, also not understanding humor. So now I'm a racist. And I just want to say, uh, humans are fucking stupid sometimes. That's all. That's all. We all can be stupid sometimes. But the level of stupidity in reading that Kelly Nixon oh, there it is. See how stupid it is? I just there's it. Everybody knows that's my last name. The level of stupidity that I actually go for it, look it up. You'll see how not a racist I am. I've been called so many things in my life, but a racist is not one of them. So, well, never to my face. I do believe if you're born and raised in America, we've all got some deprogramming to do on an institutional level. So I'm not going to ignore that, and I do want to call that out when I see it. But I think Spanish is like the most fucking beautiful language on the planet. Probably the most. I don't know a lot of Portuguese, but Spanish is by far the most beautiful language on the planet. That's all I have to say about that. Entonces, cállate, por favor. Gracias. Okay. I don't know what else to say. I guess that was it. We're good. Oh, I can't believe I just dropped my last name. That's hilarious. Oh, well. Come for me, motherfuckers. Are we good? I think we're good. I'm going to read here real quick. Chico's bail bonds. See, if somebody named Chico says I'm not racist, you know it's true. Chico's is would know. I would tell him off in Spanish, but I can't seem to get past a certain level. So I'm not going to try that. No, I don't read it. I didn't. I was looking for something specific, and within that search, my name popped up about me being a racist because I was making a joke. I was making a joke about call centers and OSA hiring people from call centers in, Calcutta or whatever. So and it definitely could have been construed that way and some of it, but the way they went off on a tangent about how I was talking to everybody and saying certain things was just ridiculous. Oh, okay, but I can't find the fake one. I need the fake DT to speak. Oh, thank you, Mini Minion, thank you. Hey, good work also, humans. We got Mini Minion way up past their, 50 so they can live stream. Um, calendars and blue. I really wanted to for the record, I really wanted to be in LA tomorrow for the court case, but I also kind of want and slash I think need to be there for Danny's for the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. Um, and so I'm going to plan. I'm gonna make a plan to, go down there. Oh, geez. I think probably at the end of the month, right before the 1st. Yeah, it's pretty weird for races to to ask somebody of a non-white origin to be their leader, but, that's okay. Um, oh god, I could go on such a tangent about that. Listen, it did piss me off a little, not because it was being said, but because I couldn't, like, tell them what a fucking idiot they were. That's what pisses me off, is how stupid some shit can be and just lies, really. Like, if you thought that, fine. If you don't like me, fine. Spout your shit. But if you're gonna make radical lies about something, then I get annoyed. Anyway, I wanna be there on the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, have to be, wanna be, don't wanna have to maybe potentially be in a court of law through Zoom, I think is the best way to put that. And so I'd like to also be in LA for that, and then, you know, hit up the Old Blue in the afternoon, evenings, and then there's another court hearing that I've been wanting to be in attendance in attendance, period. I believe on the 10th, and that's the LAPD being held accountable for possible cover up in the death of one of their officers, and it's the mother, Shirley. Oh, Shirley Huffman. I don't know if Huffman's her last name or her son's, but don't worry, I have a I wasn't gonna talk about this, but she's holding them accountable, and I think she's a badass mother, I should say, and she's, taking them to court because she thinks that that they're responsible, and then, so it's been postponed quite a few times or, delayed for various reasons. And Bradley Gage is her attorney, and he does a lot of really cool civil rights a lot of activist legal, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what you call it. Takes on a lot of cases where he goes up against the LAPD. So I'd like to possibly be there for that if it's still on the docket. I have to check, but yeah, if anybody would like to help that, I would love some support in making that trip happen. And again, I will do it on a shoestring as I do. Y'all know I like to bring my cooler and get my groceries. And I might switch out my car for something that is easier to like sleep in, but we'll see. My hair look thank you. Thank you so much. I washed it a couple days ago. What's the name of your channel before the last 5 months? Oh, no, this is my first channel. I said I don't know what you're referring to. I had other things going on before this, but not on the YouTubes. It is sad, Chewies, but that mom's kind of a I would like to support her mostly. I just think she's amazing. I think she needs as much support as she can get. Was a good yap sesh. Was a good yaptology as all for the win. And to anybody that also wants to call in to the city meetings and speak, especially if you're not somebody who yaptologies often, um, I strongly encourage you to just do it and let go of how it comes out, let go of what you say, let go of outcome, and just let words come out of your mouth and speak from your heart and then refine it for the next time. But it's like a Band-Aid, you gotta, like, rip the Band-Aid off. And you might be nervous every time you call, but it does get easier. There's a cat hair on me. It does get easier, uh, and what you want to say gets more refined. So, even in the last call, I especially because I had to follow Lara, all of a sudden, everything I wanted to say was just out the window. I was so in the moment listening to her. Then he said my name, and it was like, "Uh, I don't know." And so everything that I thought I was going to say went over here, and out other words came, but that's okay, there's other meetings. So, if you're hesitant or you feel nervous, just remember, yeah, um you can put in whatever name you want in the, Zoom part of it, and you can say, "Never mind," once they call your name, or you can just say whatever you want. You don't have to speak for 2 straight minutes, but I encourage you to just do it. It feels really good to finally have your voice heard, especially people that have been watching all this. You guys have been so supportive, just watching or sharing or chatting, and I feel like your voice needs to be heard, so I'm actually putting it out to you to do it because I think you owe it to yourself as well after all this time. Do I have PayPal? I do have PayPal. Like a true YouTube internet person, I put my pay stuff in my description of my videos now. So, but I don't put it in chat or anything. I never add links, but yeah. Thank you, Chrissy Never in Newton, for asking that. And I just got a something, so there it is. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to check it. Shit. I'm sorry. Well, that's not fair. Hold on. Let's see if I can do this. You know, Moxon's been successful in winning ROs against angry gay Pope. DOA better be on his A. That is just my opinion. Yep. Yeah, I think the awareness and the fact that it's happening with multiple peoples, and the fact that it's live streamed, and the fact that the facts are on DOA's side as well as Henry and Danny's. I mean, the facts are right there, and you've got thousands of people supporting, thousands and thousands of people supporting them. So, the very fact that the judge got assigned to Danny's case, I was like, "The will of the people, man, like, you cannot stop it." Love it. The universe has our back, in theory, allegedly, supposedly. Let's see what we got here. Van life, maybe, I've been looking at stuff. I want a 40-foot tour bus, but I don't wanna feel like I have to get a whole other driver's license and such. No, I want something that I can park in a pretty normal parking spot, because it's gonna end up having to be my c regular car. Not that I drive much, but, that's a great question, Sandy. Does anybody know who his defense was? His attorney, you mean? Angry Gay Pope's attorney? I think it was a different scenario and situation. This is just a whole other ballgame. They just don't know. I think their tactics are not working. They're still working with old tactics, and their legal defense. Their Moxon's coming in with bullshit, and so it's gonna get squashed. The fact that he tried to show up with an edited video and the judge was like, I don't think so." It was pretty good. All right, let's see. What have we here? Thank you, Phyllis. I do, yeah, and also I wanna go on record. I support all the channels too, even the ones I don't really like. I'm going to support them. If you're working to expose Scientology, even if it's in a way that I think is not effective or not aggressive or direct enough or whatever, if you're doing it in your capacity, in your lane, even if your motive isn't to end them, I support it. I don't care. I'm not here to tell people how to do what to do. I'm just here to say if there's not enough of, in my opinion, if there's not enough direct action, or if there's not enough um, calls to action, or if there's not enough eyes on the happenings or streams or whatever, in my perspective, I'm going to hope that we can ramp that up and beef it up, not end the other stuff or ask the other people to change what they're doing. Maybe just beef up what's happening and get more people's. That's all. Please hold. I have to check this. Somebody did do something amazing. Humans, thank you. Wait a minute. What day is it? What's happening here? I see that. I see this. MD Media, thank you. Look at you. Oh, okay. Well, and also this. So- oh, that was 4 minutes ago. Yeah. So, God, we should really get a mod in here or something. Thank you, Matt. You didn't have to do that. I thank you. Hi, Bruce Wayne. The fur babies are all good. They got all their little feistiness out in the beginning of the stream, and now they're sleeping. Oh, oh my goodness. I hold on with the chat. You guys are just gonna have to deal with it for a minute. Who did what? It's different on the computer than the it's not showing me. Who did that? We're gonna find it. There's only one way to get through this. There we go. Oh shit. Can I say it online? I know you're in here. Can I say it? I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna call you out publicly. Oh, thank you. Can I get your consent? Yes. Chrissy, thank you so much. Chrissy never in. I'm gonna get full transparency, you guys. She dropped me $150, and I'm trying to not cry right now. It'll mess up my makeup. I'm in shock actually, and I'm not wearing makeup. I'm gonna do it all, Chrissy, and then in the future, you're gonna have to write, "Don't ever share that again," but I have to. She wrote that, "For your trip to LA, thanks for being so rational and not make." Can I do it? I'm sorry, I'm doing it. Chrissy, j she said nice things. Now I feel bad. I'm not gonna do it totally, but thank you. Thank you so much, and I'm gonna keep it. That's my trip to LA monies for sure. Thank you. That's it, actually. That just got me to LA. Thank you. Big W, Chrissy. Where's Nightbot when you need it to I don't know what. Thank you. I know there's a lot of people that would wanna donate, and you just kinda covered everybody. I can't really donate to other people a lot, and so when I see people give big chunks, I'm like, That's from all of us." So, thank you. Oh. Um, yeah, with that, I kinda wanna just, like, yeah, go cry. Just kidding. I think that's it. What that was I saying something before that oh, yeah, there is. Please hold. Liv Tyler, I don't know who that is. Oh, the Aerosmith daughter? Oh, I guess all I wanna really end up wrap up. I can't- Oh, hold on, I think I got it. Give the fuck up. Give the fuck up. Was that the real DT or the fake DT? If I can go off of that alone, then we can. Who did it? Who did it? I can't see the difference. Mostly because 'cause I'm in StreamYard, not YouTube's. Susan, I just saw that too. Oh, I'm gonna have to learn how to use this better. Thank you, Susan. A super sticker. Thank you. It's such a I'm like, "Oh gosh, I'm just gonna get so like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone." Fake DT said it? Oh, damn it. You know what, people? Whoever wants to stay with me, we're gonna figure this out together. Because why don't I just go in the YouTubes? Hi, Palabra. Palabra, I'm still trying to figure out things get stuck in my head and they don't go away, and I get, like, very attached to an idea. It's a little problem of mine. Um, I'm still just wanna see that website you were talking about, like, a month ago. Just throwing it out there. You can email me at theintuitiveinquirer@proton.me. Um, okay, you don't have to pay to show who's real, but thank you very much, DT. I'm gonna find you in the other one. So I might even refund that one, but thank you. Um, but Palabra, if you wanna just email me that link to that website you were talking about that you may or may not have created in 2020, that'd be great. Thank you. Here we go. Look live. I'm coming for you, fake DT. You just wait. S Somehow, I'm gonna do. Oh, look at that. I see you all. Oh, we're gonna learn once and for all. Awkward silence while I figure it out because we're going to clear this little mess up together. Oh, this is so much better. I should have done this a long time ago. Holy mackerel, that's so much better. Oh, I see all you so much more now. Look at that. I think I was L StreamYard for not showing me all these chats. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Yep, yep. So this is really annoying, but at least now I'll know how to do it. No, we're all just gonna painfully. I can't even find the one that I I'm not gonna give the fuck up, I'll tell you that much. So, this is the problem with someone like my hyper focus brain type. I will sit here till 3 in the morning to figure it out. I don't care if anybody is watching. I will stay live until I figure out how to get rid of the fakie. But also, if the fakie gave me 5, thanks for that. I'm about to find you and clear you out of here. But also why? I don't understand why. Why every one I click on is the real one. Maybe the fakie's, like, deleting their shit. What's happening here? Who's in charge? Well, maybe if you guys stopped chatting, I'd be able to scroll up better and find it. Oh, this is infuriating. Hey, Peter Foster, I just saw you in here. I don't know when you wrote that, probably 18 years ago, but nice to see you. And Treasure Rescue. Dude, it wasn't showing me this. Digital connected media here. I didn't see any of this. I'm not gonna be able to find fake tea at this point. It's gone. So there it is. Oh, wait, gotcha. Thanks for the $5. Peace out. Oh, I feel better. Wesley, somehow you're still here. If you yeah. Yeah, I think that's never, ever, ever gonna happen. Are we good? What else? Is there anything else? I feel like I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna hang up this live chat call, and I'm gonna remember there was, like, 7 other things I wanted to verbalize, but I'm glad we can't control it all. That's it. We're good. I found you. I'm so glad I didn't find you before you gave me $5, though. I'm really grateful for that $5. Thank you. Also, feel free to email me and just explain to me why you do this in your life. Why? I'm so curious. Oh, somebody said I was dividing the community today in this. Whatever. Oh, can we get rid of their bullshit? Why isn't that gone? Why is it still on the thing if I hit it? Go away. No, I can't get rid of it on the screen. It's gonna just keep telling me to give the fuck up. Species in here. How are you in here? I think Kelly's great and actually making a difference. Oh, thank you. I didn't expect to see you in here. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and just let people be in here if they're not being douchebags. I don't have control out how other people behave in other spaces and places. But if I see racist bullshit, you're not allowed in here either. That's something else I could talk about, another racist shit thing that happened. We're all gonna have to just see give the fuck up the whole rest of the stream, or I can just hyper focus on it until I find it. We got a fake cricket and a real cricket. Oh, I'm learning. That's okay, I can find out. I'm never gonna fake cricket. That's how we get rid of it. We just put up a new one. Ah, but I have to hide you to be able to see this. Oh, wait, no, I have to do it over here. Now put you back up because I wanna hold on to that one. No, this is fun, this is fun. It's learning. We're learning and loving and such. And then we go over here and we say, "Where's the fake and or maybe real cricket?" Oh, yeah. Crazy. It just doesn't show me this. Uh, Scott P, I've never heard anybody say anything I was part of reminded of a story in a, biblical sense. Oh, that's trippy. I'm really learning. So YouTube, I'm showing YouTube shows me stuff. Oh, fake crickets now saying they're, not fake. But the, StreamYard comments are different. And you can switch between live and talk. Alright. We've got a real cricket in here. Real cricket. Jiminy cricket. Uh, all right, I'm gonna move that then. In closing, Your Honor, I would just like to reiterate one major point here. Oh, golly. Really? It's been a long time. Kelly's going to be the best. I'm not weird. Oh, calendar questions are allowed. The lovely profile picture you have there. Kelly's, I'm gonna be the best when? And you're not weird. You are. What's your calendar question? Oh, really, DT? I don't know about that. Actually, I just click on activity and I can see who's been chatting for, months and months or is never chatted before. So there it is. Yadira, Yadira. Calendar questions are still open. And the point I was going to say is that um, I don't get into the specifics as much as other channels. Um, And I do address the human trafficking and the child trafficking and the sexual abuse and the child abuse. I When I'm at Blue, I do bring that up, and I do bring it up in private conversations, I bring it up on stream, and I talk with people about it to the whatever level someone's able to receive information, I will meet them where they're at. So sometimes I hit them with that info, a lot of times the security guards get that level of information or neighbors. And then some people, Scientologists or Sea Orgs, they're I'm maybe just say, "Don't you don't have to believe anything I say, but could you do me a favor and just research while we're out here?" So I meet people wherever they're at. This to me is about ending child abuse and exploitation, and of course, I'm I find it horrific all of the other things that are happening. For me, my passion is about, um, exposing the systematic and the indoctrined practices that result in child abuse, that result in covering it up, that result in pedophiles continuing to just live outside of jail and continue their life or maybe get moved around, um, and for me, that's what this work is about. So for me, even though I just went on all that little tangent and tirade about all the other stuff, is because I personally get annoyed when I get distracted from that work, and so if I feel like I'm starting to get pulled more and more over time from my focus, I have to process my annoyance and anger at which is now being directed at the thing that's distracting me, and I need to get it back and channel my anger and be constructive. So this is just another friendly fucking reminder that we cannot consent to the, practices and abuses that are going on that are protected under law for religious bullshit freedoms, and, I'm really sick of spiritual abuse, basically. So, if you hear anybody remember, if you hear anybody say, "This is how it is," and they don't caveat it with, "In my opinion," question it. If they tell you something is a fact, but they don't cite their source, question it. If they tell you you're wrong because you're not doing it their way, run for the hills, question it. That's in activism, that's in chat, that's in, spirituality, that's in organizations, that's in your jobs, that's in everything. Question it all. Thank you for watching. I'm probably gonna hang up now. I was waiting for that. I was waiting for the, question. My calendar question, when am I available? Okay. I did all that waiting for your legit calendar question, and that's what you give me? I shoulda known it was gonna be bullshit coming from that account name. I can look at your chat history and find out all the things you've said over the months, so I know who you are. Dance court? Thank you for the question about the calendar. She does have court on Monday. Again, I put in the calendar 8 to 5. I don't know the time frame. Or if it's a meeting, a Monday a morning meeting at 8 or 8:30, I'll put it to noon, but don't think that it actually is gonna go that long. I don't know how long. I feel the elderly abuse is important and possible to expose as they're the last of the old gens being milked for all their savings. Yeah, sometimes I feel a little bit of guilt because 'cause I'm torn. I don't give it that topic as much, um, attention or, talk about it as much, and they're equally as vulnerable, in some regards, but that is being chatted about and talked about and being shed light, exposed by a lotta other people. So, again, we just all have to stay in our lane, but obviously, I'm passionate about human rights, period, full stop, end sentence. I also have always been upset that we don't have quite as much, respect for our elders in this culture as I believe we should. Um, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. We're gonna do more from the, dining room streams. One of the reasons I'm gonna switch my car is because I love my Volvo so much, but it's got a, mm, issue with the it consumes oil, and they did, like, a whatever it was called, a recall, so to speak, and they extended the warranty for a bunch of people. Mine was, like, 5 weeks or 3 weeks or something after the 8 years was up or something, so I've been, like, trying to get Volvo to cover the fix of it. Um, I don't think they're going to, and if they're not, it costs, like, the same as what my car's worth, so I kinda wanna sell it back to them because ethically, I can't sell it to anybody else now, but I wanna sell it back to them and then switch it out. I'm probably not gonna drive a lot on it right now. I'm a little concerned for its future. We're gonna just do it from the dining room. We're keep doing our, couch activism calendars and such. Oh, here we go. There's the new ones. I'm just gonna try to catch up here and then say bye-bye. Sandy, what did you say? Scott? Scott's a bit overwhelmed at the moment. DOA Scott with the court tomorrow? Do we need to go is he online? I don't get notifications 'cause it's on my phone. I think anybody that's going through court needs support. All parties. So again, even if you don't agree with some of the content or some of the ways that people have expressed their opinions, fears, and concerns, I say rally for the sake of ending Scientology. These wins in court are very important, and I think put that aside for a hot minute and go support anybody that's up against Scientology in court. I think it's time for us all to put our egos, like, over here for a minute. You got a voice, you got to tell people you were pissed and let it out, but now, like, we need to support people. It's not diesel, I wish it was. DB Cooper, where have I seen you, and why am I getting that feeling that I need to keep an eye on you? Fans on eBay for 10 to 20,000. My car is not worth ten to $20,000, so we're gonna get whatever I can get from whatever they wanna give me for my car. We're gonna get what we get, and we won't throw a fit, that's what we say. Alright. I'm gonna put this on the show because Chico's is it's longer. Scientologists consider streamers as an irritation that L. Ron Hubby never saw coming, so they have no playbook to handle the irritating streamers. The playing field is wide open. Can I get an amen? You know what? They don't have a playbook for that, and they don't have a playbook. I've also said they don't have a playbook for, Gaptology, really. Like, when they're not when you come at them with a whole other narrative and a different approach, you're screaming, but you're gonna be respectful or and again, I don't care how other people stream. I'm not saying you have to be a certain way. I'm not anti-yelling, and I'm not anti-megaphone, I'm not anti, direct action that results in legal ramifications, but they don't have playbooks for some of this shit, and it is fun to watch them kinda glitch and twitch and not really know what to do or how to respond to it, because guess what? That is what starts to in my perspective, in my opinion, that's when the brain starts cracking and you have a little window of moment where the doubt can kick in. Oh, he's live? Okay, well, I support going over there and supporting him, so and again, that's where we're gonna end it. Um, yes, Natalie has been very was very supportive for my channel and helped me a lot, but so did DOA, and so, as much as there's times I too wanna jump through my screen and grab him by the neck and tell him not to say certain things a certain way, but also I respect his free will. Um, I do respect what he's done and how he's been able to be humble enough to come back and apologize for things or clarify things, and also, he is damn entertaining to me and very effective at what he does, so I want to support that. So, I recommend people go over and support him. Sounds like he's struggling a bit to write shit for legal, so there it is. So please, yeah, put your shit aside if you can and go support the dude. You got shit, put it aside. Um, Boobgate continues on Monday as well, tomorrow, and then we'll get into other I think we'll get into Danny's shit in the dining room soon. There you go. Solidarity, right? Fucking solidarity time. Let's get this, cult out of the way so we can move on with our lives. Thank you all very much for being here. Again, thank you for the people that donated. I'm gonna process that. Chrissy, if I hope you're already over at the other stream, but if you're watching this, thank you very much again. And thank you, MD Media, and thank you, DT and Fake DT, and also Susan. Thank you. All right. Peace, love, hope, dope. Let's go support Scotty, get his legal life together.